And welcome back. New Jersey's governor had some harsh words for Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Listen to this.
It is obvious being a knucklehead is not beyond the pale for him. What a fool. He and they should be ashamed of themselves. He is not welcome. I hope you're watching, Matt. You are not welcome in New Jersey, and frankly, I don't ever want you back in this state.
And Governor Phil Murphy didn't stop there. On Twitter, he doubled down on his comments with a few posts, which Matt Gaetz responded to with this dig at the Garden State, saying this, quote, "You're going to regret this tweet when you move to Florida like the rest of New Jersey." That was his response. Governor Murphy lashed out at Gaetz for attending a private Republican event in the Garden State last week. Pictures from the event, they show Gaetz and other partygoers. They're huddling close together for photos without wearing masks or social distancing. Back with us to discuss is our panel, Bobby Eberle and Robert Graham. Bobby, I'll start with you. What do you make of how this is all played out and, of course, the very public Twitter fight that these two men are engaging in?
Well, there's a couple things. There's some funny, there's some serious. First, I got to give a shout out to Matt Gaetz for supporting the Young Republicans. Back in the day, I was state chairman for Texas Young Republicans. So I love it when these office holders actually support the group. But again, what it comes down to is people are tired of these social distancing, the lockdowns, and all of this stuff that what the Democrats say is based in science. And yet we've had states that didn't lock down and have done fine. The virus does what it's going to do. We don't want people to be careless, but in the United States of America, our constitutional republic, we have to have freedom of choice. We have to inform people, and they are ultimately responsible for their actions. If a senior does not want to go to a stadium filled with people to watch a game and decides, you know what, I'm going to stay home, that's a choice. They just protected themselves by a personal decision. That's how we do things in the United States. Governor Murphy can rant all he wants. He can call names. But people are getting tired of this, and we see it more and more that lockdown 2.0 is not going to go over very well.
And I want to give some context to this story. We spoke with Vish Burra earlier in the program. He helped host the event. It's the New York Young Republicans Club. He said his group did everything by the book and contended that the 150-person capacity complied with state rules because the event was protected as political speech. That's how they kind of claimed it to be. Now, since then, the venue where the party was held has been shut down. The mayor of Jersey City issuing an administrative order that states in part, quote, "The establishment known as Maritime Park has been ordered closed until such time as the operators prepare and submit a written operational plan describing how they intend to comply with Governor Phil Murphy's executive orders regarding capacity mandates and mask wearing." Now, Gaetz responded to that post saying, quote, "Should we organize a peaceful protest of lockdowns in New Jersey?" Robert, again, sort of the saga continues, but it speaks to Bobby's earlier point. You know, it's rules for thee, but not for me. We've seen the New Jersey governor go out and support Black Lives Matter protests during the summer months, and now he is really cracking down on certain groups organizing and gathering together.
Well, it's terrible. And Bobby's point about individual responsibility. Everybody's going to deal with the anxiety of COVID differently. And if you feel safe going out to dine or going to movies or games or what have you, that's your prerogative. And in this country, you should be allowed to do that. On the flip side, when Gaetz says things like, you're going to see people down in Florida, what have you, the out-migration for these states is unbelievable. For Florida's benefiting from it, but New York, New Jersey, California, and other states, people are leaving. They're done. They're done with the draconian measures that they put on people, but they're also going to lose all the economic everything, not just the consumption tax, but all the revenue that comes from employment tax. I mean, companies are leaving. They're done. And this is where government tries too much to control, and then they condemn people. The fact that they went into this venue, I'd first question the authority of the mayor to be able to do that lockdown without any real evidence. And then it's the innocent trying to prove that they're not guilty. That's wrong in our country. We are innocent until proven guilty, and so they've turned everything around, and somehow it's acceptable. And we see this bad actor behavior over and over again in multiple states, and it has to stop. I mean, this is pathetic. Quite honestly, it doesn't feel right. Our equilibrium is off as a nation.
I know a lot of people are frustrated with how these lockdowns have been put into place. We also talked to Vish. He said everyone who was there was tested, and they had all tested negative. Anyway, we move on, and we thank you, our panelists of the day, Bobby Eberle, Robert Graham. Thank you so much for joining us here on National Report.
Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And here's a special video just for you so you can watch even more of the 13-minute news hour. And don't forget to check out GOPUSA.com for the best in conservative news and commentary. We'll see you next time.